Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So I want to talk about Dan Garcia. Danny, what's his name? Dan Garcia. Dan Rafael, and his how he was grilling. When I say grilling Danny Garcia, I mean grilling Danny Garcia about the comments that he made, that his father made in reference to Keith one time Thurman. but uh, but I want to preface this by saying when you it was a conference call, right? And in the conference call, Lou DiBella specifically said there will be no questions pertaining to the issues that Father Garcia had with Keith one time Thurman. And whenever someone says that, keep in mind you're in their house. You have to be respectful, no matter how much it's burning you. I mean, when I say burning, I mean burning to the point of third and fourth degree burns. You get what I'm saying? And you got to be respectful of that. You know, like when you go into someone's gym, there are gym rules, right? When you go into the boxing gym, when you go into a 24-hour fitness, there are rules. And there are rules that they ask that you abide by. And he just blatantly shitted on that Lou DiBella and said, fuck you. I work for ESPN, babe. I can ask what I want to ask. What are you going to do? Not have me at your fight? Not boycott me at your neck? What you going to do? Who gives a fuck? And that's basically what he said. He said, I'm bigger than you, Lou DiBella. You need me because I'm going to ask the question anyway. And that is some bullshit and disrespect in its own right. But what even bothers me, what furthers my outrage is that he never asked him questions to Oscar De La Hoya. You say, well, it's Oscar De La Hoya's writer for Ring magazine. Well, it's not Danny Garcia. It's his father. You're asking for secondary information. You're asking for a secondary apology, right? And that's what we're asking from Oscar De La Hoya, to acknowledge what the hell is going on. Dan Rafael don't have the gall and the nuts to ask Oscar De La Hoya these questions. And I can't wait to see Dan Rafael. I will see Dan Rafael. What's the next fight I'm going to? Shit. Man, that's a good question. I have no idea what the next fight I'm gonna see Dan Rafael at. This inspires me to want to go to New York, but that would be so expensive last minute. Man, maybe I could swing that. Let me think about that for a minute. Maybe I will go to New York for the weekend, next weekend, just to get the ball rolling. And shit, that's too tough for me to call. But let's stay on topic. Dan Rafael is a piece of scumbag shit for doing that. Whenever someone asks, you gotta abide by them, right? When you go to your friend's house, they say take your shoes off. When you go to grandma's house, right, in the South, don't sit in the living room on the plastic furniture. That's just for show, right? If you're a grown man and you're having dinner with an elderly man, you can't take off your jacket until the host of the party takes his jacket off. That's just status quo, you know? And when you're amongst elderly men, if the ratio is 4-to-1, 5-to-1, you use the word sir, you use the word mister. You don't treat them like, hey, what's up, how you doing? You get what I'm saying? So there's a level of respect you must have when you go into someone else's place. And Dan Rafael is some piece of shit journalist as I've ever seen. And he's been covering fights, for quite a long time. And he has his own personal agenda. He wanted to get in Danny Garcia and make this a race issue. And you guys get on me all the time. And that's why I never delete your comments, to prove to you that racism does exist. This is blatant bigotry by Dan Rafael. Blatant. Because he won't flip the coin and ask Oscar De La Hoya these questions. Why won't he ask Oscar De La Hoya these questions about emails? And honestly, I was born in New York, lived in New York till I was 8. I go every year. You know, I have family, I have property in New York. I spend a lot of time in New York, whether it's on the phone, talking to my family members, or whether I'm actually there. And the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, in that tri-state area, love it or hate it, they have assumed the black culture. It's just That's in one big melting pot. You go to any bodega, and where the Dominicans own it, they use the word nigga 100 times a day, 50 times. Like it, love it, or hate it. That's just the culture of the tri-state area. And for me to get mad at him saying that, it bothers me a little bit because it's an open air, right? You don't do shit like that for the white man's entertainment, to be his muse, right? I would never do that. I would never want to be a white man's muse. You understand what I'm saying? And so I would say that the correspondent from Ring TV had completely different energy in which he said it. And there's a cultural component there that some black people may hate, but it's there, and it will never change because of the wave of immigrants and how they migrate through New York and the tri-state area. So Dan Rafael needs to ask the same question I said. I can't wait to ask Dan Rafael this one. I can't wait to interview Lou DiBella. I can't wait to interview Oscar this Friday. I can't wait to grill these motherfuckers, man. I'm salivating over. When I say I'm salivating, I am salivating over this opportunity. I won't be covering Canelo. Now, if I get a credential, I'm obligated to cover it, right? But you guys know, my son is here, so I got to change my language a little bit. Now he walked in the room, but I'll go get him. Okay, 1 second. Let me finish this video, okay? Okay. And but I can't wait to get in to ask these guys questions, okay? Gotta whisper, okay? I can't wait. And I'm gonna stop this video. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this because my son wants me to go play with him. And but anyways, Barbershop Conversation. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And I challenge all journalists to be journalists. I challenge every last one of you to be journalists. If not, you're a pussy. And that's just how I feel. And it's sad when you seek validation from people. Like, if you have a YouTube channel, why the fuck are you seeking validation from anyone? YouTube pays you. The people that give you credentials don't pay you. They give you the ability to earn more, to potential to earn more income, potentially. But they don't pay you. So let's get on this train, man. Let's get on the get right train. The anti-cool train. Yeah, the choo-choo train. And let's get this ball moving. So, Barbershop Conversation. Say bye, Lincoln.
Bye.
And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.